What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we offer you some exercises to increase your glute strength for athletic performance. So glutes are super important for all types of movements, especially for athletes, right? A lot of our force, power, all that stuff is derived from our glute strength. And also it's gonna help tremendously for mechanics, deceleration, stability, joint health as well, right? Having really strong glutes and a really good posterior chain is gonna help the knees out a lot, all of that type of stuff. So we are giving you some exercises that we love to do. There's a lot of them, obviously, but we are just giving you about 10 of them that we like to do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure you're subscribed to catch all of them. Hope you guys like it. These are in no particular order, but we're starting off with a sled drive. Particularly the drive, not a sprint, even though sprint will get your glutes. But I love doing a drive, especially if you really focus on using your glutes and your posterior chain, right? That mind-muscle connection, it's like a legit thing. So focus on really contracting your glutes, pushing your leg back into the ground, driving it forward. Use your butt. Next, we're doing a rear foot elevated split squat. So I love these for glute strength. Any type of lunge or split squat is gonna be great, especially because it's unilateral. So once again, focus on using your glutes. You can do these holding weights. We're just showing you what the motion should look like. Big thing, top of the foot on the box, right? We're not going toes on the box. You can even do these as an iso, just holding it at the bottom too. Another variation of the rear foot is gonna be the front foot elevated. So this one's gonna put even a bigger stretch on your glute. You're gonna have one foot up, reach back, squat or lunge all the way down. Core stays tight, glutes stay tight. Offset reverse lunges are another awesome exercise, obviously because they're on the list. So you're gonna hold the dumbbell or the weight in the same side, on the same side as the leg that goes back. Really, this entire time with all these exercises, focus on using your glutes, right? Knees should stay in line with your toes. If it goes over a little bit, that's totally fine. But actively use your glutes to stabilize, really squeeze them. That's gonna help stability so much. Single leg RDL is another one. You could even do like double leg or like a barbell, but single leg is gonna be a lot more glute awareness. And what I mean by that is in order to balance, you're really gonna have to squeeze your glutes, really call them in, make sure that those are activated or else you're gonna wobble a lot. Small bend in the knee, athletic position, hips hinge back, back stays flat. Really feel this in your glutes posterior chain. Trap bar, one of my favorite things in the entire world. So you've seen us do these a lot before. Good form, it's a squat, so hips go down, back stays flat, chest stays big, right? Let us see your logo. Knees in line with the toes when you go down. They stay hip width apart. Obviously, you can put some weight on there if you can. But yeah, trap bar is great. Make sure you really use your posterior chain. Sit back, right? You don't wanna sit too far forward. Okay, you can stop squatting. You don't wanna squat with your...
My ass is on fire.
You don't wanna squat like too far forward. You're gonna tip forward and you're gonna feel a lot in your knees and your low back, right? So you wanna sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Starbucks break.
Yeah.
All right, next we are doing a barbell back squat. So super simple, knees hip width or feet hip width apart. You're gonna squat down, knees stay apart, chest stays big, right? We don't have our upper body collapse big up front. You just go down and up. Focus on using your glutes and your posterior chain, right? We don't have our heels lift, knees don't go too far forward, right? We sit back like we're sitting in a chair. Now we're doing a barbell reverse lunge. So just like you would with the dumbbell, but we're going barbell, heavier load, placing the barbell up on the shoulders too, changes the load versus having a dumbbell like on our hand or in our hand by our side. So here, we're gonna lunge back. I personally do not like having people hit their knee on the ground. I like having to control the motion at the bottom to stop it and reverse it on my own versus having it hit the ground and having the ground kind of tell you when to stop. So really focus, just like with the lunges, squeeze your glutes, make sure you squeeze them for stability or else you're gonna kind of start to tip. All right, next we are doing some hip bridges. So we're going single leg. You can always start double if you need to. So hip bridge is when your back is on the ground or some type of like surface on the ground. So we're going starting on the floor. If you want to progress it up, we're gonna go foot elevated. So scoot in a little bit more. We're gonna put 1 foot up. Same thing as we just did, but you're going off of a higher surface. Really drive through that heel. Notice how his toe is up. He's pushing through his heel. Reach your hips up as high as you can. Control it on the way down. Don't let them just plop. Then we are doing a hip thrust. So where a bridge, you're lying on your back on the ground. A thrust, you are on some type of object like a box, a bench, something like that. Still the same hip hinge movement, right? He's hinging at his hips, squeezing his butt at the top as high as they can go. You still drive through that heel, right? His toe is down on this one, but you're actively squeezing, actively pushing through the heel to put it in the glutes versus the knee or the quad. Kettlebell swings are super awesome, especially if you do them correctly, right? A lot of people like to do them as a squat, but these are definitely a hinge motion. So knee slightly bent, athletic position. I go feet a little bit wider than hip width, mostly because it's like, you can't fit the kettlebell when your legs are that close. So you go a little bit wider, hips hinge backwards. You use that motion to swing it up, right? I'm not using my arms at all, other than to just control it. Hips hinge back, really squeeze your glutes at the top, right? We want full extension. You don't want to cut it short. Full extension, produce as much power as you can. My hamstrings were not warmed up for that. Last thing, we got some mini band exercises. So mini bands are awesome for the glutes, but just like the hips in general. So there's so many things you can do. We can do lateral walks with them. Big thing here is you don't want to drag your feet, right? It's not one of those, right? Pick them up. You can do mini band 3-way kicks, so forward, lateral, 45. You can do half moons, keeping that band taut the entire time. You can just do a whole bunch of stuff that really works your glutes and your hips. You can even do fire hydrants, like, I'm not gonna go down on the ground to demonstrate. Actually, I will. So you're gonna be down here, mini band up a little bit, right? Just kicking that leg out will really fire up your glutes and your hips. You can even just stand and hold an ISO, actively squeezing. I also love doing mini band at the start of exercises for activation. Mobility and activation are huge, so doing them at the start, since it's not like that much of a strength exercise, quote unquote, will really fire them up, get them activated, especially before you hit something that you need to use them. Well, you need to use them for everything, but like plyos, sprinting, jumping. Yeah, go glutes.